So this is far from my normal setup of my YouTube videos, and I'm also in Christmas pajamas, and I'm also sick for the third time this month. I don't know what is going on with my body, but I have a bowl of onions in my room because my stepdad was like, cutting up onions and putting them in your room absorbs sickness. So whatever. I'm glad that he made that for me. So, but I wanted to share a story of something that happened to me a few nights ago and the self-reflection that came after it. So as some of you may know, I've started streaming on Twitch, and I'm trying to build up a gaming channel here on YouTube and also a community on Twitch. And so I happened to be streaming a few nights ago, and I was with one of my friends who is also my mod. And hi, honey. We were playing Marvel Rivals because that is our absolute favorite game now. We play it literally every single night. And some person hopped on, and I was like, oh, cool, because we don't get very many viewers because we are new, and that's okay. And so I was excited that this person was on, and they seemed genuine. They seemed like they were interested in the stream. They were asking me questions of who's your favorite gaming character, all these different things. And then they started asking a little bit more personal questions, and they said, hey, can I ask you something personal? But at that time I was playing the game and so focused on the game that I couldn't see the chat, because I wasn't looking at the chat in the stream because I'm playing the game and trying not to die. And I've heard of people like this from TikTok. A lot of streamers will talk about these types of people on TikTok, say you get people who seem genuine, and then they try to promote graphic design so that they can do art for your channel. And so some of my brain cells were going off of connecting the pieces, and I was like, maybe this is a person like that. But I gave them the benefit of the doubt. I was like, maybe they're just awkward at talking or whatever. I didn't want to judge right off the bat. But then after they asked hey, can I ask a personal question, they said, it seems like your channel is pretty new and it doesn't have a lot of graphic design work. Send me your Discord so I can send you over, my information and my art. And I didn't see the chat because I'm focused on the game. And then they sent the message again, and then they said, hey, did you get my question? Did you see my question? Twice. And then they added me in the chat. And I was like, okay, this is getting a little bit too aggressive because, one, I'm playing a game and my focus is on the game, not on the chat. I haven't mastered the balance of gaming and looking at chat. And so finally the match ends, and I am able to go to the chat and look, and I was like, oh, hey, sorry, I didn't see this. I'm gaming and my attention's on the game. And I very politely stated, I'm actually a graphic designer myself, and any art that is going to be put on my channel is going to be made by me because that's just something I want to do. And I don't have many graphic design things, but I have a cover art that I designed. I would love to support other people, but I just don't have the money or the capacity to support other people, right? So anyway, I let them down very easily. I said, thank you for your interest, but any graphic design that's going to be on my channel for now is going to be me because I am starting off small and I am a small streamer. And they said, what is your name? And again, the match has started, so I'm playing a game again. And then they said again, what is your name, dear? After that, they said, what is your Instagram ID? And I happened to look at the chat, and I said, you know what? Hey, I gave them my public gaming name because at this point I felt a little uncomfy and I didn't want to give personal details. So I said my name was Maze because that is my Twitch persona, or my online gaming persona is Maze, Mazakeen, or Mazaqueen, sorry. And I just said Maze. And then once they asked about the Instagram ID, I said, I don't have a public page for my gaming right now, but, I'm kind of private with my Instagram, my personal Instagram, I'm kind of private with, which that was a lie because I'm not. I have my Instagram linked to my YouTube right now, and it is a public page, but I just didn't like how aggressive this person was kind of getting with like trying to get me to answer. And so after I said that, they said, I F-U-C-K-U. And I think I know what they were trying to say by that, of like, just instead of the I fuck you, it was like or instead of that, it was like just saying you. And I was like, oh, okay. I was like, don't ever come on my page again. Mod ban. So we banned them. And I was like, how weird that you are coming onto my page demanding answers, personal questions and details about me. I'm not answering them, and I'm answering them politely, and you say that. A potential client that you wanted to work with rejected you, and then you go and be aggressive like that? Absolutely not. I promise there's a point to this whole video, right? After talking with my mod and my friend, I realized, I was like, first of all, this is my stream. You are coming onto my stream. I am providing entertainment for you. I have a set of rules. I have chat rules. And I then added, no self-promo in my chat rules. But I was like, this is my stream. It's my community. I'm allowed to do what I want in my community. And also, I am not obligated to answer anybody's questions of me, especially personal questions. And I think I was just trying to be like nice, because I didn't know who this person was. Like, I just, maybe they were a little bit awkward, or maybe they just didn't understand like how to ask questions, or maybe there's language barrier. I don't know. But I am not obligated to answer those questions. And I'm not obligated to be nice. Like, I am a kind person. My people-pleasing characteristic was definitely coming out, and that's something I'm trying to work on this year, because I'm not obligated to answer questions like that, especially if they start making me feel uncomfy. Like, I noticed that I was trying to make them more comfy, even though I was uncomfortable with the questions that they were asking. And I'm trying to put them first instead of me. And like, that's just not okay. I could have just said, I'm not answering any personal questions. That's it. Like, if you want to continue this behavior, you can leave my stream. And part of me is like, oh, that's so mean. Like, I can't do that. But no, if people are going to be rude and they're going to be aggressive and they're going to start swearing and cursing at you, then get the out. Like, you don't get to act like that around me or on my stream or just like in my community. Like, that's not something I value. And I really want to make sure that the social media pages that I'm on and the social media communities that I build, that everything is respectful and that we are kind to each other. And that person was not reflecting those values. And so I should have stood up for myself a bit sooner. But again, giving somebody the benefit of the doubt. But I think sometimes that can be a detriment to you, especially if you are a people pleaser and you are trying to prioritize other people's needs instead of yourself. Yeah, so that's just something I was reflecting on, is like, no, like, absolutely not. You are not obligated to answer anybody's questions, especially personal ones. Stop people pleasing. Like, if somebody is making you uncomfy, like, either block them, ban them, ignore them, or just like leave the situation, like, if you can. I'm tired of putting other people's needs before mine. And this was just kind of an example of a time that I did that. And I just, looking back on it, I'm like, yeah, I wish I would have stood up for myself a little bit sooner. So I really want to make a point to you guys is, again, you don't have to people please. You don't have to prioritize other people's needs before your own. And if this is something that you struggle with, I suggest taking a deep dive into where this comes from. Maybe trying some like guided meditations, listening to some podcasts, getting a therapist. Like, that has been really helpful for me, because we have conversations about people pleasing and putting other people before myself. And I wish I would have stood up for myself sooner, but I'm glad that I stood up for myself anyway, regardless of the time in which I did it. It's just annoying that people think that they are entitled to answers and like they're entitled to me answering personal questions. You don't even know me. Like, you don't get to come onto my page and ask me shit like that and be aggressive with it when I'm not answering. And it's not like I was ignoring them. Like, I was playing a game. Like, I am focused on the game, sir. Like, you need to bring it down. bring it down to here because you are too aggressive. So that was my experience with people pleasing and putting somebody else first, thinking that I needed to be super, super nice to this person. And at the end of the day, like, I didn't need to do that. I didn't need to go through that experience had I just stood up for myself a little bit sooner and prioritized myself over them. I think that was a good lesson for me with being kind of a public figure, with creating these channels on YouTube and TikTok and Twitch. Like, I am in the public and people are going to want to ask questions and be a part of my community, and that's fine. But I think this was a good lesson for me to kind of set boundaries with people of what they can and can't do in my communities. Like, I just want to create a safe community, not only for myself, but for my viewers as well. And so I'm going to be very adamant about not letting people disrupt that community. So, you know, if there's hate comments, like, I am fine with being critiqued. But I think there is a line between critiquing somebody politely and just straight up hating on them. I could post a clip of me gaming and somebody's trying to comment like, this is the worst clip I've ever seen of like somebody playing this game. And it's like, okay, well, first, that is rude. Like, that's not really a critique to help me get better. It's just straight up hate. And like, those comments will be like flagged already by like YouTube or TikTok especially. Because people are just so toxic. They're so mean. I think people are so comfortable behind a camera and without a profile picture and without anything linking them to their name. They're so comfortable just getting on their little keyboard with their Cheeto dust fingers and typing up hate comments. Like, y'all need to calm down. And like, those comments, I don't allow. I delete them. And it's not because I'm like, oh, that's like mean and I'm offended because like, you know, I'm not good at the game. Like, no, it's just straight up mean and I don't allow it. Like, I want my community to be a safe space. And if you're not going to contribute to that safe space, you don't need to be a part of my community. And that's just it. Like, that's all it is. And I know some people might be like, well, you're just sensitive and you can't take a joke and blah, blah, blah. No, sorry. This is a safe community. Again, if you don't want to contribute to that in a positive way, you're out, you're banned, you're blocked, goodbye. Like, it's my community, it's my page. Like, you don't get to say and make the rules on my page. If you don't like it, go somewhere else. So yeah, this kind of turned into like storytime rant, but also a little bit of self-reflection and like kind of a lesson to you guys of like, stop people pleasing. Like, it's insane what people think they are entitled to in your own life. And like, that's just not something that I support and not something that I want for myself, my community, and my life. Yeah, again, this video was kind of random, but I was just like thinking, I was like, this would be some like a good video for my YouTube, a good lesson for people. So I hope you enjoyed. I'm not the best storyteller because I'm like, I try to include every single detail because I'm like, ooh, what if they need to know this and this? And I'm like, wait, but I forgot to tell them about this. So I need to up my storytelling skill. But yeah, anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed and took something from this. I will link my Twitch down below and my gaming channel, my gaming TikTok, if y'all want to support me and see any content there. Otherwise, I will see you in my next probably normal-ish video next week. So, bye.